Wow, guys, the crypto market is in blood. We are facing blood in the market as we speak. And this is something I talk about, or I've talked about earlier in my show. I mentioned to you guys that we can easily see Bitcoin go right down to $76,000, $75,000, or even $65,000 if, say, we stay above below the key areas that we mark. So I'm gonna show you guys the key areas again that I was talking about um on the show, so that you guys understand like what was actually going on, or what is going on in the market. I want you guys to be able to like understand actually what is going on, and why the market is reacting this way. So if you guys have a clear memory, you remember that we talk about um these areas, right? These zones. So I brought in this volume profile, and I drew this range here. And I said that if, say, we are gonna, let me go back to, let me just see if I can bring in the volume profile again from, yeah. So before the price even break, so this was the area that we were looking at, the value area low, the value area high, and the POC. So I told you guys that if we are gonna get or like break below the value area low, this zone here, then we don't want to see any full candle close below it. So this was the first full candle that closed below it, and we didn't really see price, recover like back to that value area um low in zone. Now, if we go to the lower time frame and we look at that same zone, right? Let's say the 4 hours time frame, you're gonna see that this area was broken with high volume. You can see with high volume. So this was a sign that they really want to drop price to the downside. And I want you guys, I told you that whether we are rejecting this $90,000 dollar price point, the possibility for us to go further downward is huge. And I even went further in my group. I told you guys this is weak, and like despite the fact that um the market or structure was broken, on that time frame, on the 4 hours time frame, and the daily time frame. Let me not say structure. Let me say there was change of character, because the market on that time frame has been downward, right? So we're looking for the market to change character, then go and break structure, yeah. But it didn't actually, after changing of character, yeah, it didn't actually stay above this zone. It came back right down to the value area low. So this was concerning. And because we're below this 90K price point, which was below the POC, um the chances for us to drop down further was high. And I was looking also at this area, this zone here, on the 4 hours time frame. So on the 1 hour time frame, this area here, you see, this area is an important zone. Yeah. So this was the previous low that took us to that high. Our price has come back there. So price coming back there, sweeping this liquidity. If we break this zone, yeah, then automatically we are gonna break structure, right? We haven't yet broken the structure, but guys, we have already come like into it. So if we're gonna break this zone, right, right, then we can easily go to 65. That's why I mentioned that we can easily go. And I want you guys, like I always try as hard as possible, to warn you guys ahead of time. Are aware of what is going on. You know, you are not being left out. You know, so on Sunday, I did that on Sunday. Now, if you look at how altcoins always react, altcoins always react the same way. Why? They react exactly um like if Bitcoin is not doing well, then altcoins are not gonna do well. That's how it is. And if your altcoin is doing well and Bitcoin is not doing well, the altcoin is gonna give it gains to get Bitcoin. Right? You can see Ethereum, drop right down to 2,100. And this was the area. Like I've marked all of these key areas with Ethereum. This is a fair value gap because we've already gotten into this zone here. It's going to be easier for Ethereum to get into this fair value gap. It's going to be around 1,900 price point. So for Ethereum to sweep into this fair value gap right now on the daily time frame is possible, is doable. And if Ethereum is not going to be doing well, then then most altcoins are not going to do well. Now, talking about Solana, if you look at Solana, yeah, I warned you guys also about Solana. I said this could be an M formation, yeah, on the weekly time frame, and this could mean Solana drop right down to even $70, right down to this area, or it can even come right down to about 30 $40. I'm talking about Solana. Yeah, it's possible, you know. And most people are thinking maybe it's not possible. This is no, guys. The market makers don't care whether you are holding Solana or not. What they care is how much money they can make trading this, you know, to the areas where there's high liquidity. So if you have all of this information that I give you every now and then, why don't you want to make the best decision for yourself so you protect your capital, right? So this is the main area where I'm looking at. If we're gonna lose this zone that I just drew here, it's gonna be around so Ethereum sorry, Solana can go right down to $46. But this is the area that we should be looking at, the major support zone. It'll be around that 80, 80, 70 something dollars for Solana. And not only that, I warned you guys about what might happen with silver. I told you that there's a safer trade that I'm waiting, not this one. Like I was waiting for this move to happen before the trade is going to take place. So now the move has already happened. You can see this other block was formed on. I didn't see this actually yesterday. If I saw this yesterday, I would have bought, I'd have sold silver. You know, I didn't see this. I didn't check this yesterday. So usually when the market is in an uptrend, like a huge uptrend, and you see um um price do something like this, drop, go up, then you see like it's like an indecisive candle. Usually the movement is the opposite direction. Like for example, if price is bullish, then this signifies reversal. And if price is bullish, if price is bearish, it signifies reversal, and if price is bullish, signifies reversal. Okay, I can show you guys multiple times that this little man appears. He appeared here. This was an indecisive candle. Little man, I call it little man, and it must happen with volume. Okay, of course not all the time, but it should happen with volume. You can see here. There was volume. Yeah, even like there was little minor volume, but it was there was some sort of volume there on the lower time frame. If you go to the lower time frame, you see that there was some sort of volume around this area here. You see, this was it was volume, dropping down here. So seeing this candle, right, or form like this on the daily time frame, I would have gone back. Let's say, let me go back. Let me just go back a little bit so we do this so I can help you understand how I go about looking at price action. So now let me just mark this and take it away. Going now to the 4 hours time frame, you can see what is happening here, right? Drop, and the buyback didn't succeed to take us up there. So what happened again? The next candle form, you see that this candle, that is the end of this candle, is going to be a little man also, or an indecisive candle. So let me play to the future, or let me take it to the future. You see, let me see. Okay, you see, yeah, an indecisive candle. You see, so this candle was that entry, was your signal that, wow, this is price has broken, or has changed character, or has changed direction. You see, this was the level. After it was broken, look what happened. Price stayed below that same zone, this zone here. And I marked this one out like long time ago. So this is how you know that the market is gonna start reversing, you know. And this was the target that I drew here. Now the reason why we see price holding here is because of this other block here. There's another block here that caused the price of silver to go to this zone, to this level. But when I zoom out on the 4 hours time frame, I think this zone is gonna be taken out. The zone that we should be looking at currently, if we look at the price of silver, the zone we should be looking at currently, you know, it should be around the it should be around um this zone here, around $94. Yeah, $94. Actually, I this silver is showing here 100, and I don't know what, like, why I'm seeing is this silver. Okay, okay, now I understand. The price of silver currently, like, if you see, like, okay, this should be, the market is closed, but the crypto market is ongoing. So those who are trading silver, like crypto, maybe this is why I can see 85. So I'm looking at this price for silver right now. It's showing $85. You can see it, yeah. But look at this here, it's showing 100 and $107 based on this. So it's not moving. The market is closed. Maybe when the market is gonna open, we're gonna see silver tank. Yeah. But that's just what I'm trying to say to you. Like, you just have to be careful. If you are trading silver, be careful. Um, don't fall prey to, yeah, you can see silver drop down. And if I'm looking at this now on the daily time frame, you can see it's actually giving me that the real price now on the daily time frame. Yeah, okay. Oh, I forgot that I've backdated. Yeah, yeah, I forgot that I've backdated my, so let me go back to the future. Yeah, I forgot that I was looking at, you know, yeah. So now in the future, this is the price of silver. Yeah. And the same thing with gold. You can see, if you look at gold, I've been like talking about gold here like ever. So if you look at gold, you see the same thing happen here. Look, the indecisive candle. This was a sign that they were gonna actually take us right down there. So, like, in the future, like, if you have to, if we're gonna see any buyback in the future, wait, you're gonna see like a candle like this happen or appear on the chart. That's when you want to start looking at that possible buy opportunity. Allow the price to play out first. Allow this to play out. Then you are marking now the zone. Like, usually, um, it's okay. Like, most people are just gonna mark the high and the low of that day, right? That's the high and the low of that day, and the midpoint is where they're gonna take the trade. So if they're gonna drop down to, let's say, for example, the 1 hour time frame, okay, to look for the trade. So this is the area that we saw how price drop. So see, look at this first 1 hour candle. Now look at the second 1 hour candle. Right, it took us around this area, but it wasn't able how to recover all of this candle and break this, like, break and create the next high. So because it failed here, then the next target was always gonna be downward, right? See, the next possible target was this area here, because there has been lots of demand and supply in this area. The next area that we had more demand and supply was this area, this zone here. So after this zone was gonna be this zone, and after that zone, then the next zone is this one down here, about around 4,500 or 4,600 dollars for gold. Now let's see um what most altcoins are doing. Like, if you guys are watching and you have any altcoins you want me to look at right now. Okay, you can um share with me the altcoins, and I'm going to take a look at it right now. But now, what I'm trying to like do here now is be able to help you guys understand fully how you should approach the market in times like this. And um I also want to tell you guys like show you guys why the market is dumping. Many of you are going to say it's because of this or because of that. You're gonna create or come up with different reasons why you think the market is um dumping. But I'm going to give you a clear reason, like a clear scenario based on market structure alone. And this is what I teach every now and then. Let's go back to the chart of Bitcoin. Let me show you guys something that you should be looking at in the future. And the reason why I want to show you on Bitcoin is because Bitcoin actually moves the market. Okay. So whatever I show you on Bitcoin, you can apply it in your altcoins. It's good and fine. You know. So let's look at Bitcoin on the on the daily time frame first of all. Right. Or let's look at Bitcoin first of all on the weekly time frame. Now, this was the previous low. This low took that was around October, November last year. Okay. Now, what you do when you see a huge move like this, what you do is you bring in this tool, you mark this low of that week, take it to the future, and you go and mark the high of that week and take it to the future. This is the high of that move, take it to the future. Okay. So now you have established the trading zone based on the week setup. Whatever happens inside this zone is consolidation. If price break below here is break of structure. If price break above there is break of structure, or you can say change of character, whatever you want to call it. But structure is broken at that point. Now, it's not sufficient alone for price to just break like just weak like this. There, you need to see a full candle close above that area. After the full candle must have closed above that area, don't panic. For example, don't rush to buy. Wait, there's gonna be pullback. Gonna be pullback back to that area that price was struggling to break before. You can see here it has been struggling to break even below here. And finally we are seeing like this week price has broken below. So if we see this week candle closes below and the new week candle starts below or out of this range, like you can see, structure is broken here. So the character, or you can still say character is change of character here. So because of that, we are bearish, and this was the previous low for Bitcoin that took us to this high. And if this low is taken out by this weekly candle or next week candle, which is not from tomorrow, then automatically I'm going to say Bitcoin is bearish, or we are in a bear market for Bitcoin. Now, when you look at price, you zoom out, you're going to understand something when it comes to market structure. I teach this in my market structure video with on solar, sorry, on Bitcoin and Ethereum. The one for Solana is coming. Now, when they say we are in an uptrend based on market structure, it means we are forming higher highs and higher lows. Okay, higher lows, higher low, higher high, yeah, higher low. You can call this higher low also. You can say higher highs here. You can say higher lows here. You can say higher highs here. Right? You can say higher low, higher high, and we haven't yet formed the next low. All right. So if we are going to um continue and form the next low, then this one will become the next higher low. But now we have taken out this low, which means okay, it's invalid, and this should be the low that we should be looking at to take out. So if we take out this low here, it means that we are gonna get back into this range here. And if we get back into this range, it means whatever price is going to be doing to go back up, price will be struggling. So we're going to have now a support around 73 or 70 or yeah, 73 or 70 $1,000 for Bitcoin. So if we break this zone and come inside here, this area, let's say $65,000, then there's high chances price can either go right down to about 55, then start trading sideways around this zone until price struggles to make its way back up there. So in that case, we are back in a bear market. So I have to show you guys this again. So I have to show you guys this again for you to understand what is going on here. Because you might think, okay, Bitcoin is dumping. Bitcoin, no, 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 not like look at where price started, right? Look at it. We have been in a constant uptrend, 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 uptrend. So, guys, when you start seeing the trend, you know, fading out, look at the volume here. Ever since this level, look at this level. Like this movement here was without any volume. You can see from here right up there, there wasn't any volume. Look at the volume; it was low. So the volume that took us to create this high was low, and this is the reason why I look at this zone back then as divergence. So this was like going to trap traders or investors to think that they want to continue to take price to the upside, all right? Because look, the volume here was nothing. The volume that took us, you can see this level here, this high, was accompanied by a huge volume. This one, volume. But this one here, no volume. Look, no volume. The volume here is low. So this now signifies that, oh wow, the market makers, they are done. And if you look at this, you see what I told you guys earlier, all right? You see that this zone here, all right? Like this movement here was fake out. It took us right up to about let's say 126, and everyone was like say, "Oh, Bitcoin is And what happened? Bitcoin dropped back in this range, and what happened again, guys? Bitcoin stayed below this range, this zone. Now, this was always gonna be like a signal that they want to continue to mark price to the downside. Now, I'm gonna show you guys another area that was another signal. I I showed you guys earlier. I'm gonna show you guys again now. So this zone here was an important area. I'm gonna mark it from here. Let me take it back up there so you understand what was going on here. So this zone here was an important area. You see, and seeing price close below it, it was always going to be bad for Bitcoin. So price closing below this range, right? See, and price rejecting to go above there. And now look at this. This was a bearish engulfing candle forming here. I mentioned this. I said this is a bearish engulfing candle, and this candle it tells a lot of story that wow, if this candle is gonna take out like a 3 week candle, like 1 to 3 weeks, just in 1 week, taking out a 3 week or 4 week candle, or even 5 week candle, or even 6 week candle, or the previous week candle, you can see how this one closed. This tells a, a clean story that they want to continue to mark price to the downside. So seeing that this movement to the upside rejected at 90K, and you backdate it, you see that it all aligned with previous price action or structure, right? And this is also a signal. Now, when you start seeing all of this, guys, you know that something might be happening somewhere, or they might be planning to do something, you know, or there's a news that's gonna come up and they will say, "Oh wow, they're gonna like this because of this, the market is dumb." No, that news is just the event or the news which is gonna come up, gonna be the reason that they're gonna use to justify their action, right? Because they are in a profit making business. They want to make money, and they want to go and fill others below price, right? That's how they want to like that's how they make money. They make money by going to areas where key areas where there's huge liquidity, and because we had more buy orders below price, like I saw these buy orders, a lot of it on CoinAct, you know, and that's why I recommend you guys use CoinAnk. I'm gonna go now and log into my CoinAnk account so I can show you guys what CoinAnk. Let me see. Hopefully, it's going to not freeze because CoinAnk is so powerful. CoinAnk.com. Is it .com? Let me see. Yeah, CoinAnk is so powerful, guys. I want to restart my Safari a little bit so I get more power. Close down some programs first. Let me get more power. I think my stuff is freezing, so I'm gonna close my screen a little bit. Wow, my CPU is. Oh, let me see. Um, okay, I understand what is going on now. Yeah, I understand what is going on, guys. Um, yeah, I reset my OBS, and that's why. So I'm gonna. Okay, it's better now. My CPU usage is dropped a little bit. Now I'm going to run Safari again. You know, let's focus now on CoinAng. Immediately I launched Safari, everything just started blowing. So let me log into CoinAng. If I'm able to log into CoinAng, anyway, guys, I'm gonna show you guys this some other time. Maybe my show like this is gonna take some time. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna show you guys some other time. Yeah. The CoinAng is so heavy, and the encoder I'm using is not going to support that. My CPU is already crying. You know. So um, let's look at some altcoins let's see Brett. I see Penwell says, let me look at Brett. Actually, Brett is down 18%. Can you imagine? 18%. Wow. Now, I'm gonna give you guys a zone now for Bitcoin. Not only you, this is my zone also. Yeah. So this is the zone now. If Bitcoin manage to get above this line and you see one, two rejection on the daily time frame around this area here, then you know that this should be the zone that they take us back up here to this zone, to this area. And this is gonna be midway of this candle of this like this candle mid, not based on this week, but based on this like this full candle here, the open and the close, right? So if say you wanna buy Bitcoin, wait for price to make its way above this line, and wait to see how price is going to react around that area. You know, so there's a long way to go, a long way for price to get there, and any rejection can still happen there. So if we see this, like what price might do right now is go and reject this area, this zone or this level, and after the price must have rejected this level, then from there we are going to see whether price is going to create more lows or it's going to hold around this zone. So always allow price to play out well first. You know, this is a 15 minutes time frame. Price play out like reject. You wait to see what price will do. If price is going to hold, then it means they have trap traders here that they don't want to release the trap traders. But usually you want to stick on the 4 hours time frame. Like if you are the day trader, wait to see how price is gonna react. There's a vector candle here. Wait to see whether price is gonna recover at least all of this or half of it. From there, or you can see whether price is gonna continue downward. And if you see price which keep rejecting, building or moving sideways and reject below, reject above, then you mark your zone. And if price change character below, it means price gonna continue downward. And if price change character above, it means price gonna continue to the upside. But you have to see change of character, you know, or before you you take that you start looking for that entry opportunity. Yeah. And also I was looking at USDT dominance. I told you guys that if dominance is gonna lose this zone, this area here, right? Then if we zoom out, you see that we have let me use the word liquidity, yeah, right up to you can see I even marked it the other day, right up to 7% or up to right about 8%. So we should expect more downside for altcoins until this level here. So when you see dominance around this level, this is a zoning market properly for you. And for me, immediately I see dominance here, I am gonna be looking at getting huge chunk of my altcoins. For now, you're better off being in Bitcoin. If we see this weekly kind of close like this, then the next week there's high chances that it's gonna continue to the upside. Dominance, right? And if this is gonna happen, then Bitcoin is gonna drop even more further. You know, gonna drop even more further, right to this area. Yeah. So you have to be careful, guys. Be careful. Don't just rush. Thinking that okay, now is the time to buy. No, be careful. Wait for multiple confirmation before you take any trade. Wait for price to confirm. You know, like this is a zone that we have been looking at. throughout. We have been marking these key areas, yeah, you know, for Bitcoin. I thought, like, guys, I go to my videos. Like, just if you're joining me now for the first time ever, watch my videos, my previous videos to confirm what I'm saying. Yeah, you know, I I marked this level, and I said if we are gonna break this level here. First of all, this was a level, yeah. This $90,000. If we're gonna stay below 90K, then there's high chances that we can go even more further. But now I marked this zone, yeah, and I said to you guys, if we lose this zone, this area here around the 87, 88 price point, then we are gonna go to around 80. And if we lose the 80 $1,000 price point, we're gonna go straight to 75, $74,000. That's exactly what I said. Now I'm not this video is not to say I told you so. No. I'm not that kind of a trader anymore. I was like that before, but I'm not like that anymore because I think that's the wrong way to analyze or respond to price action, to say, oh, I told you so, or I knew. No, I didn't actually knew that price is gonna go there today, but I knew what to look for. I had key levels that I mark, which is gonna be like that red flag. But I didn't know that, okay, this was a moment, but I knew that seeing price below 90K is a red flag for me. I wanna be cautious with whatever I'm doing with altcoins. You know, whether I see price below 90K. Now, not only 90K, on the 4 hours time frame, there was a range here. This range. And price break and close below that range. You can see, yeah. This alone was that signal to me that, oh, we are going down. Even though if you zoom out, right, you see that, okay, this movement here was just in aligning with the previous price action, right? As you can see right down here. But guys, whenever price visit a low where the move started, like in this case, this was the low that the move started. Whenever price visit that area, what you expect to happen is immediate buyback. But if this zone actually was the area where more demand came into the market and price got back there, there wasn't any demand. It means that area is no longer an area of high demand by buyers. Let me use the word buyers. So you can see how price easily reject when price attempt to go up, reject, and this was that movement, or this was that signal that price was gonna go the other way around. And even if we drop down to the 1 hour time frame, you see multiple red flags here, like that you would have gotten out long time ago. Yeah, red flags, red flags. This movement here this movement actually took us to this level. Now we failed to break and close above this other level here, or to take out this previous high, right? Now, what do you think is going to happen? This zone, if the price is going to take out this zone with high volume, then automatically it means this zone is no longer a demand and supply zone again. And seeing that price took out this level, yeah, just like that. And before that time, I have already marked this zone. I told you guys that if we see huge volume break out and stay break below the value area low, then this is a signal that they want to continue price to the downside. But if we see it break up, right, for example, like what happened here, you see this huge vector kind of break above, they continue to mark price to the upside. And this one break below, and what happened, right? See, immediately they continue to move price to the upside, you know. And usually it's not always like that ABC, you know, for you to like understand like to understand how price is going to react to certain key areas, you need to be able to understand what price is going to do, or what price is doing, or what price did when price um, get there, in the past. For example, on this 1 hour time frame, let's just do like a quick analysis here on the 4 hours time frame. Look at this. This was the low here, right? And where did price leave before coming here? Where price left this area, this zone. So what you do is you mark that area as well, because price didn't only leave that area for coming here. Price attempted that area again after price left that area. And what happened? Price failed, right? So seeing this week down, up, and price failed to go and break above multiple times, not only one time. One, two, you see, this was all a signal that the market is going to reverse. And look at the low volume. Look at the low volume, right? Now, if I have to bring in one of my indicators here, you're going to see that it already told me, or like give signals that this was going down. Okay, let me bring it here. This is a trendilo, right? You see, this is one of my top indicator. Like I don't use it, but I don't analyze the market with the trendilo. No, I trade with the trendilo in the sense that it helps me to like when I must have done my analysis and mark my key areas. Right, it tells me when volume is leaving the market. So if I see the volume bar dropping here and the trendilo is aligned with that, forming this like it was going downward, and I saw that it break and stay below this 0.0 line, guys, this was a bad sign that we are gonna dump. And immediately after that, what happened? Look at this little man, this indecisive candle. It happened, and boom, we are down. So there are times, that I come here, I spend a lot of time to educate you guys, but most of you just wanna follow hype, you just wanna follow noise. You don't wanna learn. Now the same thing that happened here will happen again here. Okay? And let me tell you what will happen. Now, price has formed this low here. Mark the low on the 1 hour time frame. Okay? Mark this low. This low. You mark this high. I'm gonna explain to you guys um why I'm doing all of this. Mark this high. So this was the previous high, the previous low on the 1 hour time frame that led to this consolidation. So this move here, down here, from here, down here, it took us to like it after that move, price started moving sideways. Now you wanna also do this. You wanna mark all of the lows and highs of the other 1 hour time frame, right? This is the high. Gonna go again and mark the low of that 1 hour time frame. Gonna go and mark the high and low of this other one. This is the high. And see the high and low align with this zone that I marked. Yeah, this is the high, and this is um the low. Now, why did I mark all of this? This this zone now become your range if you want to like trade this. Okay, we drop down to the 15 minutes time frame, or the 5 minutes time frame. You now know that every line you see, right? Every line you see here is either the low and the high of the 4 hours time frame. Now, if you see price do something like this, right? Rejecting on the 5 minutes time frame, go to the 1 hour time frame and see, okay, what is going on here? On this time frame, it's not mean that price is gonna be attempting to break, you know, to break above. So if price is attempting to break above, right, it means this the previous line should be your the area where you place your, like if you are to buy, like if price break and close like around this area, you know that if you are to buy, this is gonna be your stop loss just below this candle here. I take profit is gonna be above this level. Now going to this time frame, you see that refreshes. So if you are to buy here and take profit here, it's gonna be crazy, right? It's not gonna make any sense. But if you are to see price rejecting this area here multiple times, right, you know that price at least want to go and attempt the previous high. So this should be the high that price want to go attempt, you know, a previous high and low. Now, if you go back on the 1 hour time frame, you see that based on these zones, you'll be able to look at the most important zones, which is the high, this high here and this low here. Now you take all of this other high, all of it. Trust me, you have to mark all of this to understand what is going on within price. You mark all of this, you take it out, you take this one out also, right? This one. Now you have the low and the high of the move that caused price to drop. So if you see price, guys, break and stay above this zone and reject multiple times, you know the trend has changed. If you see price break below this low and stay below it, it means the trend has changed to the downside, or the trend is continuing to the downside. You know, so this is an example of market structure based on the lower time frame and also the higher time frame. Because if we look at it on the 15 minutes, on the 5 minutes time frame, you won't be able to get any real trade except you are trading the 1 minute time frame. But if you look at it on the 1 hour time frame to mark it as a key level, where if price stays above there, you know, okay, this range now gonna be your area to look for that buy opportunity. You know, and the more important thing also is this: if price is going to like do something like this, right? Move up there, break, you know that price is gonna come back here, and price wanna hold that low and the high, like be in that zone, like or what I'm doing here around this area. Yeah, stays in this area. And guys, this is what I'm saying here is exactly what I'm gonna be looking at. No, I'm just saying to you guys what I am looking at. And if I see that this move is gonna be positive, I go and get my altcoins. You know, that I love so much. My lips is so dry. Yeah. So this is a game I'm gonna be playing as well. You know, um, to give me that insight how to approach the market. And if you want to play the same game, good and fine, be my guest. But you have to understand that um Bitcoin is the leader, and focusing on Bitcoin doesn't mean you are weak or you must buy Bitcoin. No, focusing on Bitcoin means you understand what helps you make money, and you understand that if Bitcoin helps make you money, then you are going to be like taking Bitcoin important, or you look at Bitcoin as an important um asset in the game or in the industry. So like all like I don't trade Bitcoin all the time. I've mentioned this to you. Most of my trades are even altcoins because Bitcoin helps me like it takes away the pressure. And what helps me trade Bitcoin easily is USD dominance. So I if I pay Bitcoin and USD dominance, I see that USD dominance is showing strength. I focus more on Bitcoin, meaning I sell my altcoins into Bitcoin, okay? Then focus on Bitcoin because I know USDT is gonna outperform Bitcoin. Now, knowing that, I'm not sure when it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be seeing signs on the chart, but an event is gonna happen or it's gonna take place that's gonna be like justification for what happened or for what was gonna happen. So s- after I must have seen all of these signals on the chart, I start focusing more now on Bitcoin and USDT, not altcoins. Now, when USDT dominance get to a measure resistance level or support level on the higher time frame, daily or weekly, that's when I get back into the altcoins fully because I know that liquidity is gonna come back into Bitcoin. And if liquidity come back into Bitcoin, then Bitcoin is gonna flow back to altcoins. I mean, the liquidity will gonna flow back to altcoins, and that's why you are seeing these altcoins dumping as Bitcoin is dumping, and they're gonna pump as Bitcoin is gonna be pumping soon. You know, you see, Bitcoin is down 18%, more coin is down 10%, Ethereum is down 10%. Can you imagine? Ethereum is down 10%, more coin is down 10%, Solana is down 11%, and Bitcoin is down 7%. Then if you look at coins like is down, um, Asta is down 11%, Silver is down 26%. You know, and you can go like you see most of these coins are down more than Bitcoin. Like also Audi is gonna be one of those coins that's gonna do well. Audi will cover you heavily. But there's something I saw with Audi, and I already marked this zone. You can see long time ago. I said that Audi can easily go back to can fill this October week here. This October dump. It can fill all of this week here. It can easily drop down there Audi. But the upside will be so bogus for anyone out there who is going to be looking at an opportunity to buy this coin at that point in time. Now, this is, I think, if we're going to see a Bitcoin bear market, then this is where all they will recover. It is low. I'm going to leave it here. You know, so this is a zone that all they will recover. And this goes the same with many other altcoins, right? Like, for example, Pump Fund is showing strength. But like even though Pump Fund has recovered some of this level, right, it might as well come right down here. But Pump Fund is showing strength. Why? Because of this. Price is at a previous key level and price is holding the key level. These are the kind of coins that I love. Like I love because as much as they are reacting with Bitcoin, they are also building a proper structure or they are respecting market structure. And if I see that this coin is respecting market structure and Bitcoin has made a huge move to the downside, this automatically tells me that when Bitcoin is gonna start reversing, this is gonna be one of those altcoins that are gonna do well. Pump fund. Now look at let me see. Where is XRP? There was a key level around okay. Now there's this coin here, APT. APT actually I think this is one of the coins that can just wake up and do 1x. right? This coin is really down tremendously. I'm gonna be buying some APT. And now let me tell you guys something. Like reason why I'm gonna be buying APT. If you look at what price has been doing for APT ever since, like it has been in a constant downtrend for APT. Okay. Now, if you look at the previous level that price break, yeah, this level, we haven't seen price gone back there somehow. So because of that, price was like just moving like sideways in this range. So because of this, I think the next move from where we are can easily take us back up there before we come back here. If we hold, then good and fine. We can continue back up there, you know. So if I'm gonna buy APT, I'm not going to just buy it blindly. I'm gonna wait for price to play out like this, then wait for price to pull back again. This pullback is when is the moment I'm gonna be looking for that buy opportunity to take it to the upside. But if the pullback just is not gonna do something like this, go right down there, then I know they're gonna sweep this liquidity down here and continue to mark even more downward. You know, so what like as much as like many people are out there, they are crying that okay, the market is dumping. They were expecting price to reverse to an extent at one point. But what we are doing here is different. I'm not here crying with you guys. I told you guys so. Like, but I'm here to tell us what we should be looking at. And the reason why the market fell, I already explained it to you. You know, it fell because people have to cash out profit. They have to go and buy gold, but buy silver. And these people are the ones that have been making money ever since. Yeah. Let me go back to Bitcoin. Like, guys, I don't know. At times, most people don't understand that this is a player versus player game. Someone bought Bitcoin here around 20K or around, let's say, 16K BTC. Someone bought Bitcoin here, and Bitcoin from 16,000, it went right up to $126,000, guys. If that was you, won't you take out profit? Of course, you would have taken out profit, or you should be taking profit. And based on market structure, even though structure wasn't broken back then, like when price was still here, this whole move from here up there was fake move. Why? It wasn't accompanied by volume. You can see no volume. Look at the volume bar from here right up there, no volume. And if I bring in my Trendillo right now, you see that price was going up there, price was down here, going up there. Yeah, Trendillo was at one point going up. But what did you see? What are you seeing here? Or what happened here? Look, divergence. Divergence. You see, price is going up, but the RSI is not able to take out the previous high. Yeah, the same thing here. See, all of this is divergence, divergence. You know, and the volume keep reducing until you see. Yeah, guys, this indicator is powerful, but like. I don't trade the indicator. The indicator is like it gives me warning sign that be careful, the market might dump. Be careful, the market might pump. Right? So if I see that be careful here, what I'm looking at is simple. When price break and close below the 0.0 line, this line in the middle, price breaking and closing below there, it's game over. Okay. Now let's go back now. Let's just go back and let me show you guys something. You see, yeah, what happened? It break, yeah, and actually, this was game over. This zone was game over. Okay, it was game over, but price still went up. Why price went up? Because they had to induce um investors and traders to think that they want to continue to mark price to the upside only to bring it back to the downside. But now, if you look at this zone here, well, it's very important you understand what I'm trying to say here to you. Like it might help you in the future. You see, look at how this previous high here, look price like this zone is like it's huge. It's like California or United States of America land or the um yeah, let me say the geographical area. Look at this other geographical area here. It's so small, so tiny. And look at this other one here, almost nothing. But look at the one above, it was so huge, right? So these zones now, when you see this high and the previous one is not giving you any signal, like nothing as compared to this previous one, and the next one is not giving you anything as compared to the previous one, it signifies that volume is dying in the market. And you can now compare it with the actual volume. Like, yeah, you see, you would have compared it with the actual volume because you don't only say, okay, it's dropping, then it means that that's okay. But you can see from here, the actual volume was dropping. You see, dropping, dropping, dropping. You would have marked the volume anyways, like from here. If I've seen that ever since, the volume is dropping, 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 and dropping. You know, you see clearly. This is how you understand what price is doing and whether they are preparing to dump price or they are preparing to take price back to the upside. And exactly what happened here, it's gonna be the same thing is gonna happen now. Yeah. Okay. So the fact that we are already in this range, we are gonna continue to go downward until we get back like what happened here. Got back inside this zone, right? And getting back in this zone, what happened? Price was moving sideways, consolidating, you know, then boom, a huge move to the upside. Look at this. It was accompanied by a vector candle too. This signifies volume. It means the move is real, you know. But this one here, it wasn't that real. Like, look, it wasn't real. This 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 movement like this or movement like this usually take the market to like or usually reverse the market. Let me use it. Let me say it like that. You know. So now, as you understand what is going on at this point in time, what are you looking at? What you're looking at are the previous high and and the previous, not the previous high alone. This is the previous high now. So for us to say we are bullish, we need to take out this high. For us to say we are bullish again, we need to take out this other high here, at least on the weekly time frame. So the high has been set. This high now we are dropping down. If we close below this level here, this zone, it means structure is broken and there's an order block here and a fair value gap. This fair value gap currently is being filled. This one, yeah. And this candle could mean that this dump here could still be a bullish dump. Okay? Why am I saying so? If we see this week candle close still in this range, and we are not able to break and close below this zone, and the next week candle close back and stay inside this range, oh boy, we are going back up there. Like, I mean, this is still, I'm already giving you guys what you need to see to be bullish back again. This zone that we have marked now, if we see the next week the candle do something like this, or not the next week the candle, if today or if this week the candle closes in this range, like inside, like out of this range, right? Good. But we don't want to see the next week candle closes out of this range. We want to see it closes inside this range. If it closes inside this range, then we have what? High chances that we might easily continue, or we can easily continue back up there to about $95,000 or higher. But if we see the next candle, guys, if we see it close below this area, you know, then we are dead. We are gone. We are gone. You know, you see. So even though price is here, is we still have time for price to get back. And the worst thing is we are seeing this move happen, or like this dump is happening um this weekend, like when the market is, when liquidity is at sleep. What will happen on Monday when money gets back in the market? Are we going to see the market makers push us back to this high here? And I think that's what I'm looking at, or I'm anticipating. Let me tell you guys why. Okay, if you look at this zone here, this area here, this zone, you see, not this one, you see that this candle. Let me take off this. You see that this candle, this other block candle, I call it indecisive candle or the little man. This candle, like, yeah, the high and the low. Let's take this candle to the future. Okay, there's something I want to show you guys. I'm going to help you in your altcoins. Now, this is important, guys. Pay attention to this. This zone that I mark here, you see, from the top to the bottom, look at the midpoint. The midpoint is gonna be, or is around 55,398, or let's say $55,400. Excuse. If we are going to lose this zone, then this is gonna be the target. Yeah, around $55,000 for Bitcoin. But now there's also another possibility that price just hit the top of this other block, which is around $62,700 or $62,500, before we go and attack now this $81,000, or around this 80 or $77,000. So this gonna be the next range, this zone. And if you are buying from this area, yeah, it's gonna be the best buy. Of course, buying here is a good buy too if you plan to this area. So if you are, let's say for example, you buy one Bitcoin now or Bitcoin for $1,000, you don't buy Bitcoin again until you see Bitcoin get back around this area. Okay? No matter what happens, you see Bitcoin at 68, no, you don't buy. See Bitcoin like you don't buy, no, you stay away. Because if say we are going to lose this zone, this other block here, you see this um price got to this other block back then before we saw this huge move to the upside. We go back again here, you see this other block here, um, this high here. Price got there before we saw this the previous move, right? So if you go back, you see like price has been doing exactly the same thing. So knowing that price is doing the same thing over and over, we can wait for that movement back there before we react. For now, you can still react as an investor. And as a trader, you are looking for any possible reversal signal, particularly on the 4 hours time frame. And exactly what I showed you guys on the 4 hours time frame, you know, is gonna be exactly what you do or how you or what you need to see before you react or before you start looking at okay now this is the signal that price gonna start reversing. So remember, I mentioned something earlier that marking this the candle that took us to the downside, for example, this candle here on the um let me go back to the 4 hours time frame so we get a proper view of this. Now, on this time frame, let me tell you what you need to see based on market structure on the 4 hours time frame. You mark this high and this low. Yeah. You're gonna have your midpoint. This is your midpoint. Yeah. So whatever will happen above this midpoint, it's gonna mean that they want to go and attempt or attack this high, this previous high. So if any movement from above this zone is not able to go and take out this previous high, but this was a previous high before we dump here. If it's not gonna take out this high like this, then we are gonna still be in a deep shit. So whatever price is gonna be doing here, right? At one point, we need to see it take out this level. Then you're gonna wait for price to come back here. You are buying now around this midpoint again, the same midpoint, the same midpoint. That's when you're gonna be buying again to continue to ride to the upside. And if you miss this area, you can still buy. Yeah, if you miss that area, you can still buy around here, this zone. So if you miss to buy here, down here, and price, like if price break below here, you miss this midpoint, you can still buy here. So if price is gonna break above this level, price will come back there at one point, and you are buying to take it right to the upside. So guys, I'm teaching you guys something like which is it is priceless. It's priceless, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the show. It's an emergency show, right? Let me see. I'm curious to see what Popcat is. Sorry, what WikiCat is doing. Let me see. I'm curious. Wiki. Let's see. Oh boy, look at the dumb with WikiCat, and look at the buyback. Some people are really like. I love this, guys. I love this. I love this. Yeah, this shows strength. This show maximum strength. Wow, I love this. WikiCat. I love this. You know, and yeah, guys, I love this with WikiCat. Trust me, this is a sign of a strong meme coin. And if the market closes like this today, or let's just go to the weekly setup. If this week closes like we see price close above, like around this range, then it means this range could be divergence, yeah, to take us to continue to mark us back to the upside. So after this movement, we can easily see price do something like this, move like this around this range before boom to the upside. It's gonna build that contract around this zone. So it's easy to trade with a card, right? What you need to do is this to trade this bad boy. Mark first of all this zone and this zone. This is a zone you have to mark this area, yeah. Okay, just this area. If you see price on the weekly time frame, or you can just drop down still on the daily time frame, it's fine. It has to be on the weekly time frame. If price at one point, guys, is going to leave this zone, yeah, and close above this zone, yeah. Sorry, close, not not close above. Like if price is gonna hold this area multiple times, then there's high chances that they want to continue to market to the upside. So let's say, for example, price managed to hold this area, yeah, and we see a huge pump to the upside. Don't worry to buy. Wait, price will come back there, and that's when you're buying. Okay. So if you see any move from where we are here to the upside, it's okay. Don't rush to buy. And it's the same thing with any other altcoins. Not only this one that I'm showing you. Wait for that movement to take place first. Once the movement is taking place, that's when you start waiting for that buy opportunity as price pullback or as price reset. You know. So I think um that's that for this video or this show. At least you guys must have gotten some value already. Mm. I've been streaming now for 1 hour 19 minutes, and it's good to have you here, Abundant Grace, Benuela, and the others who came or will join us. Hopefully, I see you again on Monday. Monday, we're gonna do our market open video, yeah, and from there, let's see how it goes. You know, let's see how it goes. Let me see. Before I go, let me just give you guys something here before I go. But if I can still stay here if you guys have coins you want to look at. But if I have analyzed Bitcoin already, it's good and fine. I don't have to analyze the other altcoins. But I want to show you guys something here with Bitcoin. I want to stick. Let me stick on the. Let me stick on the 4 hours time frame. So I help you guys understand what you need to see before you buy your altcoins. You know. So um let me bring my trading chart here. This is my the chart I do analysis. I mark all key levels. Then if I want to trade, I bring in this chart. Let me bring in the chart for you. And guys, all what I do here is based on market structure. No hype, no signal, No, like I'm not here to hype you. I'm not here to give you signal. I'm not here to tell you buy this or buy that. No, I'm here to give you what like give to show you what price is doing based on market structure and how we can, you know, we can deal with price, or how you can react to what price is doing based on market structure. You know. So this is my trading chart. I'm gonna go here and show you guys something that I need you guys to see, particularly on the 4 hours time frame. And yeah, so this is the 4 hours time frame, at least, you know. And what I want you guys to see here is simple. I want you guys to, let me take off this let me take off one indicator here. No, let me allow this. Okay. So what I want you guys to understand is this: based on the daily time frame, Bitcoin is still bullish. Okay, we have not yet taken that low. So if we go back on the daily time frame, let's zoom out. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out. You see, we haven't yet taken out this low. We have not taken out it. So Bitcoin is still bullish. That's why you see bullish here. My indicator is telling me bullish here. Now, I have another indicator, which is the alpha trend. Yeah, I don't use it like sell. Doesn't mean I'm gonna sell. No, I use it like warning sign or a signal to me that be ready. Market is about to change. So after I must have done my analysis on this chart, I mark all of my key levels. Yeah, I see like, okay, what is going on? Volume is reducing, everything. Then I'm gonna come now to this chart and apply it and see, okay, are these indicators aligning with my TA? So if these indicators are aligning with my TA, you know, then automatically I'm going to take action right now, either place that buy or sell opportunity. Now, based on this now, if I go now the on the 4 hours time frame, I have this same indicator that tells me when it's time for me to, like, it's not like buy or sell, but it warned me ahead of time. Like for example, you see, this 4 hours candle says readiness bearish. So it's telling me that the market is getting ready to become bearish. You see, yeah, readiness bullish. It tells me that the market is getting ready to become bullish. But once it does that, you don't have to rely on it alone, or I don't have to rely on, okay, because it says bullish, then it's bullish. No, what I do is I focus now on the things I need to see in that range. So if this candle is telling me bullish, okay, what should I be like? What will make me think this is gonna be bullish? Right? I have the volume profile here. You know, I have vector candles here, one, two, but it wasn't with any volume, right? And I have the value area low here. I have the POC here. I have the alpha trend here. So if this is bullish, what I need is confirmation that this is bullish. I need to see rejection. I don't want to see any candle close below this zone. Any candle that comes to this area, I need to see like buyback immediately. Now, this buyback are the confirmation, and the buyback should tell me that price is gonna stay above the alpha trend. And in that case, what I'm looking for, or what I want to see, is huge vector candle or any candle with high volume, which is going to be more than the previous volume. You can see all of this happened with low volume, and immediately we saw this vector candle. There was high volume, and it was accompanied by a high volume. Now this was my buy signal, and if I'm buying this based on this bullish, right, I'm cashing out profit above or at the value area high. It's not gonna be that trade, like I'm gonna be saying, okay, I'm gonna just hold it. No, the value area high based on the volume profile will be my target to take out profit because I'm gonna trade the range. Now, if I want to get confirmation that the market actually now is gonna change character, it's gonna be bullish again, you know, what I wanna see now based on this setup, like what happened here, I'm gonna be waiting for a huge break above price, right? So above this level, yeah, this with volume above the value area high, and I'm waiting for a pullback. The pullback should be able to hold the value area high. I want to see one, two, or three multiple rejection on the 4 hours or daily time frame. If I'm not able to see that rejection, at least on the 4 hours time frame, you know, then I'm gonna consider this move as failure. Like if we go to the 4 hours time frame, you're gonna see exactly what I was looking at here. Let me go back here to the TA chart. Let me show you based on the 4 hours time frame. Now, this is the 4 hours time frame. Okay. Let me refresh this so we get back to our levels. And this is the 4 hours time frame. Now, if you look at this carefully, you see that this was the range. Now, within this range, you can see exactly that there has been a huge demand and supply area here. Now, if I'm gonna see price stays above this zone, then I'm bullish, knowing that the target is gonna be above here or around this area. But if price is gonna be trading below this zone, then I know my target is below, is around this area. Yeah. That's why we saw price was able to reject this zone first before coming back to break it with high volume. So the volume profile now helps you or helps me to be able to know my range, like my range. So I'm going to just mark it here. So you see, just from this level back to this level before this move to the downside, right? And you see, we have this range here. Now, if price was going to break with high volume after this movement down here, retrace fail, going back here with high volume, this was a signal that they want to continue to mark price to the downside. You know, So this movement was a signal that they were going to drop, and this was going to be the target. Yeah, the previous price action. You know, I can see Ricky Romero is asking about Ethereum. I'm gonna look at Ethereum shortly and tell you whether it's the right time to swing trade Ethereum. You know, my lips is so dry. Let me. mm. Now let's get to Ethereum. Let's see whether Ethereum is good for swing buy now. Okay, so where are we with Ethereum? You see the same thing that I did with the same analysis with Bitcoin, the same TA with the same TA with Ethereum. But Ethereum is even more juicy because if you understood where Ethereum left before this huge move to the upside, then you know that this movement down here is justifiable. Ethereum came right down to $1,384. This point here was a huge buy. Now, after this movement, yeah, what did you see for Ethereum? Let's take it like I want us to take it gradually to the future to know whether it's a buy now or not. Okay, so based on market structure, Ethereum has been forming higher highs and higher lows. So Ethereum was in an uptrend. You see, uptrend. Now, the zone that most of the trade took place was this zone. So after Ethereum left this area, yeah, it came right up to about 2,839 dollars. That was the area that the trade took place. I mean, the demand and supply zone is this area here, this zone. This is the most important zone for Ethereum for any swing trade. You know why? They can easily now, you know, move within the same range, sweep this liquidity here, here, and easily boom to the upside. So they can easily form divergence here, which means from where we are, the upside is more than the downside. So any swing trade here will mean you're buying here, anticipating to buy more around here. Why? Because when price get closer to a fair value gap, there's high chances that price is gonna fill that gap before price make a huge move to the upside. So this is a fair value gap here on the daily time frame. And this fair value gap was accompanied by an order block. You see? Yeah. Let me make it clear to you to see clearly. For you to see clearly. This zone here, this whole zone, you mark this one here, an order block here, right? And if you go around this area here, you see another order block here, minor one. After this fair value gap, you see there was another other block here. But this one now, it took us like boom to the upside. Now it created a fair value gap. Yeah, this fair value gap, this zone. This is the area where we should be looking at that buy opportunity. So if price is gonna get to this area in the future, you look at this. Let's take it back there. Let's go to the future. You see, price almost hit that area again. And price did hit that area. If you look, if we take it to the future, like you see, price did hit that area again. And look at the reaction. So going now to the 4 hours time frame, this is your range. This is your this is the range that is very important for Ethereum. This range from this midpoint here around $2,000 for Ethereum, right up to about $2,500. So this is the accumulation range. If you're accumulating Ethereum here, good and fine. But for you to buy Ethereum, any swing trade, you need to see multiple rejection around either of these zones. So because price has made this move like this, we might see another move down here, like a divergence, before we start seeing the next move to the upside. But wait for that divergence, to take place. See rejection, the divergence, boom, it can spike now the next move back to our $5,000 for Ethereum. So if you're buying Ethereum here, be ready to buy more as it goes down. Okay. So for example, let's say you have $1,000 and buy Ethereum now for $500. It gets here, you buy for $200. You know, it gets here, you buy for $200 again, knowing that. So you can just set um limit orders around this area, 500, 300, around 2000, $2,000, then the rest down here. And the good thing is, if Ethereum, if you buy Ethereum now, let's say Ethereum just go straight up there, right? It's good for you because now you have more data. Why? You see, this level here should be your level where you look for multiple rejection for price before you start deciding. Like you start deciding, like you start making that decision whether you're gonna add more. Yeah, in anticipation that from this zone you are going back up there. You know, so this is how I'm gonna play it. You know, this is how I'm gonna play not only Ethereum, every altcoin. I'm a I'm a heavy altcoin trader. I trade altcoins a lot because they have upside. And most of the time I love to trade altcoin spots, right? If I have to trade leverage, it's only Bitcoin. The only asset I trade leverage most of the time is Bitcoin. Because the upside for Bitcoin is not that much if I have to trade spots. But Bitcoin cannot just wake up a day and give me 30% upside. But altcoins can give me that, you know. So knowing that Bitcoin cannot give me, but Bitcoin moves the market, I'm going to analyze Bitcoin first, look at Ethereum if Ethereum is reacting to Bitcoin, and if Ethereum is reacting to Bitcoin price action, then I'm going to be looking at opportunities from altcoins like Solana, Asta, and many more other altcoins that I buy on a daily basis. You know, so every week I chose my altcoin that I'm going to trade for that week based on market structure, and the altcoin must be moving alongside Bitcoin or respecting Bitcoin's TA. If Bitcoin is rejecting at key levels based on market structure, that altcoin should be rejecting at key levels also based on market structure. You know, and if Bitcoin breaks structure, that altcoin should be breaking structure as well. But the altcoin is gonna break structure before Bitcoin because the altcoin move faster than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is looking positive, then I know altcoins are gonna look positive. Now there are some indicators that I use here. I talk about it. Yeah, this is a this is my indicator. I design it stricto for based on the way I trade, right? And I don't usually have everything like there. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna take out the alpha trend. I'm gonna take out this change of character. Yeah, even though it's important, but I want to take it out for now. So I explain to you guys like how I go about this indicator. I'm gonna be doing more and more tutorials on how to use the indicator. You know, and the indicator is not a buy and sell signal. No, it's an indicator that helps you to be ready for the next move. Like it's gonna tell you that the market is about to dump or it's about to pump. But not all of the signals are accurate. Like let me not say it's not accurate until it align with your entry, like what you need to see to confirm that this is actually going to happen. So the indicator alone doesn't actually tells me to trade. Like for example, this movement here, it tells me readiness bearish. Okay. Now, if it's telling me readiness bearish, you know, if it's telling me that readiness bearish, what has happened before Now let's go before what has happened. If you guys remember, I told you guys, I mentioned that if we keep seeing Bitcoin rejecting on like rejecting the the $90,000 point, it means that they want to continue to mark price to the downside. So if we zoom out and look at market structure, yeah, you see rejection here, you see that throughout price has been rejecting this zone, this $90,000, right? So if Bitcoin has been rejecting that area, and then I see price dump towards this zone now around the value area, like the POC area, and I see readiness to bearish, it always tells me that it's bearish because of what has been going on in the past. Now, I'm going to drop now down to the 1 hour time frame. Let's stick back to that area. So this is the 1 hour time frame telling me again that readiness to dump. I mean, the same thing telling me, you know. And what happened here after that? There was an indecisive candle, yeah, and immediately afterward, we saw price break and close out of this range, out of this range. The guys, this was the bearish signal. This was the confirmation now that we are dumping this. So any movement here, any reaction here would have been the right um action for you because you have now based that readiness to to dump, because like you are now basing that readiness to dump based on what happened earlier. Like for example, you see here, it tells me that readiness to dump, right? But I'm not gonna just dump like sell. No, sorry, yeah, sell. No, I want to wait to see what price is going to be doing. So there wasn't any real volume here to back up anything that this happened. Like there wasn't any volume here. But if you look at this, look at this one, the volume here was somehow awesome. Was somehow great. Yeah. So this is the the this is the was up of this indicator. Okay. I use it with volume profile. Volume profile is one of my top indicator, like one of the top. Like I even like I think I said this that was yesterday. Yeah, not yesterday. Doing Asia on Friday. I even marked this one, guys. Like if you are not watching my show, you are missing out, and you are missing out. You are missing a lot, or you are missing out. Okay, you see, I already marked this zone here. This area, this whole area, Asia, and like Asia to UK, right? I told you guys that this zone here should be our main focus. This area, this I mark this zone, you know, this zone. I said this zone should be the main focus on that. Like during the end of the UK session. Let me go back. You know, I said this zone is an important zone. You know, and if US is not able to take this high, right? Then it means that there's high chances that UK, if UK and ASI are not able to take out this high here, and US is not able to take out the high either, then there's high chances that US wanna dump the market. And exactly, see, the same thing that happened. And what I was looking at, or what I told you guys to look for on that time frame was this. I brought in the volume profile on the 15 minutes time frame. Do this every like before every US open. Okay. Look at the low of the day and the high of the day. Now, based on session, you see that if we look at what was going on um from like if you look at let me go back. Let me just look at this first on the. Let me show you this on this time frame, the 1 hour time frame. You see that what has been going on here since Monday, right? See, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You see, price has been in an uptrend, yes. From where? From $86,000. You see, but price rejected 90K. And if you zoom out again, you're gonna see, oh, where is the 90K? 90K is an area that price has broken below. So these zones, guys, based on the volume profile, already give me a range that if I see price below 90K, then I'm going to be super super concerned as to what might happen next. That's why looking at this now during the weekend, right? That was yes, during the weekend. I said that if we are to lose this area, then we can easily go back there to that price point. And if we lose the 80K price point, we can easily drop down to about 75. I said all of this in my video, in my like I've been saying this like ever. And I'm not like reiterating on this to prove anything, to say like, oh, I was right. No. I'm not doing this to prove that I was right. I'm doing this to show you that regardless of the news, the noise on X, the wars with Venezuela, Ukraine, Trump Street, regardless, the chart gives you the warning before it happens. And if you are able to read market structure properly, then you are always going to be making the right decision most of the time. Ricky Romero says, I have 17K of dry powder. I put 9K in it at 2,300. And if it goes lower, in might put the rest. You think that's a good play for a 30% return? Yeah. Um, I think so, but you have to play it the long game. I think like let's go back to the price of Earth. Right. Let me help this my guy. You know. Now let me put in the the investor lens on. Right. This is the investor lens now on. And the investor lens is the weekly setup. Okay. I'm now on the weekly time frame. Let me change my chart. Let me go to a different chart. This one is too much noise there. Not confuse you. Let me go to um a, a clean chart without any noise. Okay. So this is a clean chart without any noise. Now we are looking at this in an investor lens or as an investor, long term game, swing trader. As a swing trader, you are trading ranges. You don't trade, you don't buy at resistance, or you don't short at support. You buy at resistance and you sell. So you buy at support and you sell at resistance. Now, where are we based on market structure or based on support and resistance? Okay, based on market structure, we are bullish. Why? Look at where price left. Ethereum dropped right down to about 900, $900, and ever since that time, we have been in an uptrend. So price has been bullish based on market structure. You can see from this low here, higher low, higher high. You know, um, high this. Okay, I'm gonna take. I'll consider like this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna not consider this as a low. This one should be the low. This low here, or no, this low here, and this was the previous low that took us there. So this is the range, yeah, the range right now. Now in between that this level, we have like demand and supply area, and these are the demand and supply area, and demand and supply area are area where you accumulate. So now looking at this, based on that, this is a demand and supply area for um Ethereum. This is where hedge funds are getting the exposure. Now, below this level is liquidity. But looking at also the possibility of price dropping down around this area is still high. But now, let's look at the narrative, the sentiment. Let's go macro. What is the macro aspect of Ethereum now, or of cryptocurrency, Ethereum? Who, who are those buying Ethereum and why? If Ethereum is the biggest infrastructure in crypto, and we are seeing governments, big institutions coming into Ethereum, getting exposure right now because of the US favoring stable coins, and you see almost every country is going to want to build their own stable coin on Ethereum, following what the US or USDT USDC did. Hmm, it means there's going to be high demand for Ethereum. So Ethereum at $2,000 is going to be in high demand mode. Ethereum at this point is going to be at high demand mode. So looking at this now, it means you cannot actually pinpoint exactly which area you're going to buy Ethereum. No, as an investor, you need price to get to your range. And whenever you have any dry powder in this range you're buying. So this is the range that price is as an investor and as a swing trader. So if you want to buy again, you're buying at the bottom of the same move. So if you buy here, let's say at 2,400, you want to buy anything again, you're buying it again, or you have an order around $2,000 or $2,100. Then the next zone you're going to place an order again should be within this. Like you see, look at previous price action. You see, this is the order range. From this range here, we have another range here. You know, this is the order range that you can start looking for the next buy. So if price does not lose that range, this zone, yeah, it means it can easily get back into this range and you buy more. You know, now you're buying more, knowing that the future for Ethereum is higher prices than lower prices, because based on market structure and Ethereum previous price action, this zone here should be the final zone. This zone should be the final zone that anyone who is an investor should get Ethereum cheaper. Anything which is going to take Ethereum bypass this level here will be maybe an economic crisis or something bad should happen to Ethereum or to crypto or in the world. Not only Ethereum is going to dump, the entire market will crash. But if the entire market will going to crash, it won't be like right down here. It will be this low here, or around somewhere around here. So it's gonna be around $1,000 right? So the cool down will happen around $1,000 price point if we're gonna see a massive economic issues, like not only with cryptocurrency, but we are seeing Bitcoin going down to about let's say 40K or 50K, it can take Ethereum right down to this area. But it's gonna be good news. Why? Because Ethereum, yeah, it means those who saw Ethereum at who are seeing Ethereum as a major player in the for the future are gonna buy Ethereum easily and bring it back to your price. So for price to get back to where you're gonna break even, it's gonna be easy. And for you to look for more dry powder and buy more, yeah, it's gonna help reduce your entry level to down to around this level, around this area. Which means if Ethereum is gonna recover, which is gonna happen, quick recovery back up here, you're gonna break even. And if Ethereum gets back up here, you are going to be in super profit. And if Ethereum continue to go up to the upside, you're going to be in a dangerous profit. you know, guys, I have been in this game for a long time now, and I understand the macro, like the fundamentals, the technical. I understand everything. I know what moves the market. I know. But I'm not gonna be sitting here and saying that all the time I make the right decision. No, that's why I trade ranges. Um, like I trade levels. I trade market structure. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that um um because I understand market structure. It means all the time my decisions are right. All the time my decisions are right when it comes to the right asset, and Ethereum is the right asset. Now, I'm gonna give you guys or I can see Ricky Romero is asking what is another outcome you think is good for swing trade for high returns. Now, let's face facts. If you want to buy any altcoin, you have to look at infrastructure, right? It's not about the coin, it's about the infrastructure that the coin is building. Okay. Now, when you go to um the L1s, L2s, you know, the blockchains that are trying to solve most of the problems, like they say the L ones, you see BNB, Ethereum, Solana, they are on top of the game. Now, based on the category or based on the solution, like you say, some people will compare Sway with Solana, they'll say okay, Aptos and so on and so forth. Now, based on infrastructure, based on partnerships, based on fundamentals, and based on protecting capital, after Ethereum, the only other coin that can give you that return is Solana and BNB. Okay, BNB might be a little bit um risky because it's tied to one guy CZ, right? But Solana is huge, right? It's not tied to any person that so many people hate. Like everyone wants is his head, right? But if you look at BNB, you see that despite the fault back then, like since I remember last time they say, oh BNB like Binance coin was gonna go down from how much 400, it went up to 1,000, or from 200. I watched the coin, from $200 and I go right up to and I've always use BNB. Not, but I don't talk about it often. But BNB has always been one of my top coins because of the infrastructure that that the business have built or the exchange has built around the BNB coin. The reason why you see BNB is not going to be volatile like any other coin is because um the infrastructure is designed to for people to stake their BNB and gain more reward than to trade their BNB. Stake the BNB and get more rewards. So most people their BNB is staked. Only some few people are trading BNB. Most of the people with huge amount of money are actually staking their BNB or using it for the network, and they have made huge amount of money. Huge amount of money. So if you want to invest in any other altcoin, I'm not gonna tell you go and buy. Like, of course, I'm gonna talk about it anyways. Now, this is for L1s. Now, when we talk about other altcoins, if you want to get into, let's say, exchange coins, DEX, look at Asta and Hyperliquid. Now, why will you want to invest in Asta and Hyperliquid? They are the top dogs in the game, and both of them have top management. Asta is being managed by Binance, and um, you know, Hyperliquid. The team is fantastic. They are all the established, infrastructure that is going to be an alternative for for anyone who want to trade in the dark. Like, you want to trade, you don't want to deal with exchanges, you know, like just trade from your wallet directly. Yeah. So they have built that infrastructure. Now, the way they build the infrastructure is in a way that is going to be the they're going to be buying most of their coin, or like using the profit they make to buy their coins. Another infrastructure coin is Pump.Fund. You know, Pump.Fund is an infrastructure that they are building something in the media space. And what they are building is the future of what um you know creators in the crypto space, like small creators or businesses, need to do. So all of these coins that I'm listening to you, you just need to get an exposure in them. You know, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I mean, all what I'm saying here is for educational purpose only. That's why I'm explaining to you based on the fundamentals, right? You know, so based on all of this, you can easily allocate. Now, don't let no one fool you to say, you want a coin that you're gonna hold your extra portfolio. No, no. You are that swing trader who is patient, and your goal in the market is to compound for the rest of your life. Put your money in things that have solid infrastructure. You don't have to be the one to build the infrastructure. You have to wait for people to build it, and you see that, okay, now this is something for me. You take your money, and every year you are able to make 5x or 10x. Imagine you doing that for the next 10 years or 20 years. You are able to 10x or 5x your investment every year by allocating to infrastructural project. People look at it small. They look at it small. They want to chase, you know, that, this, that. Now, I'm gonna double down to other coins and explain to you why. When you look at um coins like um um let me just look at this really quick. When you look at coins like Aerodrome, Aerodrome Finance, Aerodrome is the biggest DEX on Coinbase, like, and Coinbase is now using Aerodrome as a gateway for Coinbase users to be able to buy any coin from the base blockchain, or like to buy, like, to trade on, like, to trade on a DEX, right? So as much as Binance is playing the game with Asta, Coinbase is playing the game with Aerodrome. So Aerodrome is like the infrastructure for for the base blockchain. It's a gateway between the base blockchain and the base users. You know, so investing in Aerodrome long term is big game. Now, other players are in the game, but they are not Coinbase. Other players are in the game, but they are not Asta. They are not Binance. They are not CZ, or they are not Hyperliquid. This is how you differentiate, or this is why you see some people will say, okay, just like when Tesla was dropping in value, I'm not trading stocks. I call one of my friend, who is into stocks. I told him, um, buy Tesla. Most of you are looking at Tesla as this Ford with Elon Musk. You say like Tesla is um more than just a car company. Tesla is not a car company; it's an AI company. So people are like, okay, I said buy Tesla, and I explained to my friend why you should buy Tesla. And afterwards, what happened? Tesla 3x, 3x. And in the end, many people discovered that Tesla was actually not a car company. Like many people are realizing it now that Tesla is more than just a car company. It's an AI company. It's a, like they are they're not like they are more than just a car company. That's why it's difficult to compete for electric car companies to compete with Tesla. And the same thing that I'm trying to explain is the same thing I'm trying to explain to you. I'm not gonna show any chart again. I'm gonna explain to you. Anyone will understand, good and fine. You know, buy infrastructure, trade infrastructure, invest in infrastructure, swing trade infrastructure. Any coin you wanna buy should be an infrastructure. Don't buy any coin which is not an infrastructure. Don't buy any coin which is being listed on the infrastructure. For example, if you buy Asta, okay, Asta is listed, let's say on Binance. Oh, good. You can hold BNB and Asta. It's a good play. If you buy Aerodrome, which is listed on on Coinbase, you can buy Ethereum and Aerodrome. It's good play, you know. So these coins goes alongside with each other. If you want an alternative of Ethereum, okay, yeah, buy Solana. Solana has an infrastructure. They have a huge community. They for, like you can see Solana goes to $1,000 like that from where we are. I mean, look at this. Yeah, I bought more. Um, I bought more. I this a year around 100 and no $102. Yeah, I bought more there. Why I bought why I got more of Solana is because this zone was a demand and supply zone. This whole area in the past. So in the future, which is now, price can easily go back there. You know, so I'm looking at this zone now to be okay. I'm gonna be buying more, 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 and it can go right down to $52. Yeah, because I shot. You know, the next demand zone from this area, yeah, is this other area. I mean, market for you. You know, so this is the next demand zone. Oh boy, this is the next demand zone. Now, yeah. So if we are losing this area, we are getting back here. So Solana can get right down to 19 $19. Yeah. And many people might be saying this, okay? It's not possible. They can nah, guys, it's possible. Right? Everything is possible. What you need to understand is what is the goal here? Why will the market makers want to bring price here? Why? 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 Let me tell you why. Because there are lots of orders here. Lot of people who are going to buy this coin, yeah, and take it back there. And if they do it, yeah, the market maker is going to make a lot of money. Why? Along the way, they are going to liquidate a lot of people, you know, just to fill this order. And once they fill the order, they're going to liquidate a lot of people again who are short in the market to bring it back to levels where people want to sell. Now, let me tell you guys another thing. There is this saying that when prices are going down, it means there are more sellers than buyers. Lies. Or like, let me use the word like the bears are in charge. Lies. When price is going down, who is in charge? Who is in charge? Like who is controlling what? When prices are going down, it means that there are people who are buying. That's the reason why price is going down. The market makers look in his order book and see that there's a lot of liquidity below price, a lot of liquidity, and he also sees that there's a lot of liquidity above price, which is liquidation. So if he sees that for him to take price up first, he's going to lose money. Instead, if he takes price to the downside, there are more people at those levels that want to buy price. So they're gonna make it cheaper for them because the orders like when price is dropping, there are people who are already buying, like they already have orders. And it's because of that orders that the limit orders that the market makers saw there, because of those orders, is the reason why price got there. Now, when prices are going up, it's because those who bought at cheaper prices have sell orders above those levels. You know, the market makers are going to push price towards that area where there's liquidity to liquidate more people and fill those orders. you know, so uh, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Tao will go to even 1 million someday in the future. Tao is a beast. You know, I'm just exaggerating, but Tao can get to even 1,000 this year. Yeah, it's possible. 500 is nothing. Go to 1,000. You know. Um, I bought more Tao. Yeah, I saw Tao like okay. I did analysis with Tao, yeah, like long time ago on the daily time frame, and I yeah I wow I bought more Tao around this area. Yeah, see Tao is already piling back up there, but I still think Tao can go right down to 140 dollars. But the upside of Tao is good. Is good. Another coin that I think is also a good one to buy. I think there is a bad time to buy now. Is Zcash. Zcash will dump. This is where I'm waiting for Zcash to buy. I'm waiting for Zcash to buy. I'm gonna buy Zcash around um $110. So around 100 or $94. It will dump. It's okay. Those who don't, anyone who don't believe me, they'll see it later someday. You know. But this structure, yeah, is what I've seen multiple times. I've seen this over and over, you know. So this is not something new. There's huge liquidity here, huge liquidity, huge, huge. You know, let me take it from here. Yeah, this is a strong fair value gap. At least price will come here. Let me just mark it for you So you see that in the future. This is where I want to buy Zcash. It's not come here. Then people think, no, no, it's not come here. You see, the trend is already formed, right? The trend is already formed. It's gonna take us there. you know, um, yeah. Thought on Tau coins, can it go back to? Yeah, I already answered that question. You know, let me see which other coin that I bought. And one thing I know will happen for sure is this: from today, which is Sunday, we're gonna see massive recovery, right? Recovery, boom, and dump back. So this is what will happen. Let me show you guys something. I've been doing this for a long time, and I told my people that you like my community. Those of you who are watching for the first time, you should join my community. The link is found below this video. Let me go back to. Let me stick on the. Yeah, let me go back to Zcash. Let me show you guys something. Yeah, the Zcash structure is very is simple. Mm, I think yeah, I can stick with this chart. Let me bring in my beast indicators. Guys, I I bring in indicators only when I see that okay, it's time for me to start trading, like to start buying. I'm not gonna tell you guys what I look at, what I want to see. So basically, I have this is one of the chart. I have two charts, like two important indicators that I built separately. Now, all of these indicators, the main indicators here in this in like in what in like let me say the universal indicator that I use here is the trend, the alpha trend, you know, and you see these vector candles here, and the trendilo. The trendilo is this one down here. Now I only use this indicator after I must have understood structure, like where is structure? Okay, like I want to buy. I now go to these indicators to like it's like check, 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 check. And there are things I want to see on those indicators to be able to like okay, now this is the right, this is okay. I'm like okay. Now the first is the trendilo. The trendilo, most of this indicator I focus on, sorry, the alpha trend. I'm gonna bring back this and make it this way, you know. Okay. Now on the daily time frame, let me go to Bitcoin. I don't know why I'm looking at um well, let me choose any random coin, not only Bitcoin. Let me choose Solana. Yeah, why not? All right. Or let me choose Ethereum. Let me see Ethereum because I see. Let me choose Ethereum. Okay. So now I'm going to look for a different chart, but I haven't done anything there. You know. Let me take OKX. All right. So when the market is ranging like this, I don't care about the alpha trend. I took it out. Okay. But what I care about is the volume profile. Okay. Now, the volume profile, I care about it because it gives me a proper range, what the market is going, what the market is doing, and also prior to where price has been consolidating, I want to see whether price has been rejecting and staying below the 50-day moving average on the daily and the 4 hours time frame. Most is like most importantly, I want to see it stay below the 50-day moving average on a daily time frame. Now, I can go to the indicators, you know, and take out some of them indicator. Let me just take out some of it. They are not important for now. Like the 50. Let me take out the 100, the 200. Yeah. So these are the ones that, well, I don't really care about them anyways. But the 13-day moving average, the 5-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average are my most important moving averages if I have to trade my moving average strategy. So what I want to see here based on the alpha trend is this. The alpha trend is a trending indicator, it's free of charge. I want to see the alpha trend, right, be in a trading market before I look at any opportunity to buy. And how would I know the alpha trend is in the trading market? Based on the volume profile. So I'm going to mark my volume profile, the range that I want to trade. So this is the range. If price is ranging, I want to mark the range. You know, if price is going to stay above this zone, I want to see that the movement to the upside is going to break above the value area high, should be a vector candle, and that vector candle should be a buy based on the alpha trend. So if that vector candle in the end it closes without a buy signal based on the alpha trend, then I don't pay attention to it at all. Now, if I see the candle being strong on a daily time frame, what I want to do also is I want to create my range. Yeah, this is the range based on previous price action. Okay, and dropping down to the 1 hour time frame, I know I have my range on the 1 hour time frame, on the 4 hours time frame. Okay, I know I have my range. I'm not seeing that the range again. Let me go back. Oh, it's so well. I was on the. Let me see. Yeah, so this I mean it's far away. I cannot do it. Let me do it. Yeah, let me do it. Yeah. I have to take price back there. So now let me take it this way. Yeah. So the way I trade the volume profile and um and the 50-day moving average and the alpha trend is this. I bring my volume profile first, and it's part of my macro analysis. I mark the range. This is the range. I can even begin from this movement here because this movement took us down here. This candle here. I will begin from here. I take it to the future. So I'm gonna exclude this downward trend. Take it to where from like yeah. So what I'm looking at now is simple. Any sell candle that I see printed by the alpha trend, I wanna see that area as a range because that area means volume step in. Okay. So I want to mark that area to the future. So each time I see the alpha trend print this signal, either sell or buy, like in this case, I would have drawn the same range here. And what I want to see is this. Okay. What I want to see on the lower time frame is rejection around this POC zone based on the volume profile. Because I've already marked the volume profile in the past and it has given me the range value area high, the POC and the value area low. I want to see that sell signal or buy signal. And I'm gonna mark the range, then drop now down to the 1 hour time frame. I have my range here. This is my range up there. Let me take off this indicator. This zone. So I have my range up there, and this my range tells me that price is actually going to dump. Why? Because price is staying below the 50-day moving average on the 1 hour time frame, and price is below the alpha trend. And the alpha trend also has printed a sell signal here on the on the 1 hour time frame. So the sell signal on the daily time frame, right? On this time frame, is in confluence also to what I'm seeing here on the 1 hour time frame, sorry, 1 hour time frame. You see, it's telling me that there is something going on here in this range. And because of that, I'm gonna wait a little bit until I see multiple, like price has really aligned itself that it's gonna be stay below the 50-day moving average. So seeing this now on the week on the 1 hour time frame, this is confirmation that they want to continue to mark price to the downside. And from that level, I know that any buy I take around this level is gonna be valid. But at the same time, my stop loss is just above that level. Yeah, So that's one, like it's a little bit like overwhelming now. Most of you who are joining me for the first time, you might not understand this. I even have an easiest, like one of the most easiest way now that I go about this. I've put all of this, like all what I'm saying here, based on one strategy, market structure, and this is the new indicator. So this one now is straightforward. I don't need any um alpha trend all the time. I don't need any indicator all the time, like the 50-day moving average. I don't need it all the time. I don't need it here. What I want to see here is simple. On the daily time frame, I want to know the bias. I want to know, okay, are we bearish or we are bullish? In this case, we are bearish. But why are we bearish? We are bearish because we took out this low. Yeah, this low. But at the same time, I want to also drop down to the 4 hours time frame and see, okay, what has price been doing based on the volume profile strategy. Okay, bring in the volume profile, yeah, will tell me my range, and my range is this range. And whenever I see price stays out of that range with the same high volume down, I'm gonna wait for a fair value gap to be printed. And once that fair value gap is printed, I'm gonna drop now down to, like, once this whole candle is printed, I'm gonna drop down to the 1 hour time frame. That's where I'm gonna be looking for my trades. And the trade is gonna be based on, you know, you see, this huge move to the downside. Look at this fair value gap. Look at, retracement back around this area. Look at how, from there, price started moving back to the downside. So I'm just trying to, like, give you guys an overview on like how I take my trades. But it's different from the analysis I gave you. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, let me not confuse you guys. um, this chart, yeah, you see, yeah, like, okay, let me take off this chart. Let me take off all this nonsense. I call this now nonsense, but it's, you know, I trade this strategy like when I'm really, like when I'm, like when I don't want to analyze anything from the market. I do this. So this is my chart now. Like every day when I wake up in the morning, this is how my chart looks like. No noise, nothing. I don't want any stress, any distraction from indicators. No, nothing. I want to be able to understand what market structure is saying. So I begin with the weekly setup on every Monday, and I want to know the bias for that day, like for that week. If the bias is that price is ranging, good and fine. I want to drop down to the daily time frame. That's where I'm going to be looking for my trades every day. So I'm going to mark my range. Like for example, this dip here, every dip I mark my range. You know, I want to mark my range. I know if price manage to leave and get to the value area low, there's high chances that we're going to the value area high. If it gets back to the value stays below the value area low and manage to get back above the value area low, I know we are going to attack the value area high. If we manage to get back around the value area low and we break below it and we're not able to go right up to the value area high. But seeing price here, my next target is okay, we're gonna go back to the value area high until otherwise. But at the same time, I'm looking at how price has been reacting to previous price action. So what I do is I mark zones within zones. Like from this POC, this is a zone. Yeah. Zones within zones. Now I know if I see multiple rejection here, then they can easily dump after price must have gotten back to the value area low. So even if I'm buying here, my stop loss is like down here. I know, okay, even if I'm taking out, I might still look for another opportunity, but the opportunity should not reject, should take us back up there and break. So if I'm buying here, my stop loss is here, and I'm taking out, I'm gonna buy again here on this level in anticipation that the next candle will take us there. But if I see it fail, then I start seeing a dump. I know that this was the movement now to dump us. So this is pure, pure market structure. Okay, pure market structure. And again, what I want to see as a signal, particularly on the daily time frame, to know the next day is gonna be bearish, is a huge vector candle. And this one you can see, this was an engulfing candle. It took out this one, this one, this one, and this one. It took out like one candle, took out one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight daily candle. So this was really, really, really like super, super, super bullish. You know, that's why immediately I saw this rejection here, I was like, oh boy, we are going down. And it's the same thing. Like I wasn't looking at anyways at Ethereum. I was looking at I was looking at Bitcoin. So this was a chart of Bitcoin that I was looking at. What is this one? Let me see. I think yeah, it was that one. This one. So this was a chart I was looking at. You see, this was my midpoint. This was a chart that you can see exactly what is going on with Bitcoin is the same thing with Ethereum. And see the same thing rejection, and I had my range, this range here, and this candle that formed, you know, 3 days ago. I was on Friday, I think. So on Thursday, this candle on Thursday, you know, it was a clear signal that we are dumping. And this is what I want to teach people. I don't want us to like I don't want my viewers to focus on indicators. Indicators make so much noise. Like at times when I have my indicators, it's so much noise. That's why I have to build this one, right? And this other one, this one that I bought here earlier, I don't like if I'm using it, right? What I'm looking at most of the time when I'm in an uptrend, is that I want to see price stay like particularly on the higher time frame. If I see price staying below, most of the time like below the 5 day and the 13-day EMA, I know that okay, the the trend is downward. And if I start seeing price, on the indicator moving sideways, I know they are preparing to move price to the upside, and I need to see the 5 day EMA flip the 50-day moving average, and also the 13-day EMA flip the 50-day EMA. Once it flip and price come back and stay above it, reject above it, reject and stay above it, I know that's confirmation. Like for example, you see, from here it flipped, price hold. This was the first confirmation that okay, maybe they want to start staying above. And look at the second confirmation, it failed. This failed. So this alone was quite like this was already telling me that, like bringing my indicator on, this was already telling me that this is bad move. Like we are dropping down, you know. So all of these indicators they play a role like in the way I analyze the market. And I don't have to stay on it. I just need to look at like, oh, okay, we are below the 5 day EMA, we are below the 13-day EMA, we have broken the value area low and the POC with high volume, then we are bearish. If it's upside, we are bullish. That's the structure that I look at before I enter any trade. And if I want to enter the trade, seeing something like this, I now drop down to the lower time frame, you know, and I'm looking for fair value gaps, other blocks, you know. You see, I have so many like yeah. Okay. You see here, look at above price. You know, this is a signal that we are we are bullish. You can see we have this huge candle here. It created this fair value gap. Price came back here and hit the fair value gap. Now I have um you know change of character here. See, so they can easily go and target this liquidity above price here. You know, so that's just how I go about you know my trading right now. Seeing this vector candle, right? I'm not gonna trade it. I'm not gonna buy it, even though we are bullish. I trade only the US session, or to an extent, I can buy during the UK session. I don't want to trade weekends, but I can get in the trade on Sunday if I see that, like something like this, if the market has been in a massive downtrend and I see that price align with like for example, this candle, this was a previous the previous 50 minutes candle that caused us to dump right down here, right? So I want to start with a bottom profile from here to where price is, right? And you can see it gave me a range, value area low, POC, and value area high. Now, whatever trade I want to take, I need to see price be or stay above the value area high. And even if price is going to come down and stay below the value area high, I need to see price reject from the POC back above. Now, if this is going to be the case, the target is the previous high, this high here. But because we have vector candle here and also a fair value gap, they can easily go and grab it, that liquidity, before dropping price back to the downside. Now, what I want to see as also, like I can bring in bring in my trendilo, so get my alpha trend. So if I bring alpha trend here, what I want to see is a buy signal. Yeah, a buy signal. Now, the buy signal doesn't mean I'm gonna just buy now. No, the buy signal tells me that there has been an order block and there has been a fair value gap, and because of this, price is getting ready to, yeah, you see. So I wait for this readiness to bullish. Night has formed. Okay, so take price back to from this level. Yeah, this is where I'm buying. You know, so I'm buying. Yeah, my stop loss is just below. Yeah, below this order block. Yeah, below. So if I'm buying, yeah, I'm gonna target this liquidity up here. This one, yeah, stop loss just below here. But I cannot do that now because the volume is not significant. I need volume, right? So maybe from tomorrow, I must have gotten more and more confirmation before I take the trade, you know. So I'm just giving you guys, like, I don't trade all the buys that I see. No, I trade when there's high volume, you know. And another thing I can bring in here, like, for example, here, let's say, let's go back to um Bitcoin. Let me show you guys something. Um, so based on this now, we go to, let's see, Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin, yeah. So if we go back to the 1 hour time frame, you see we have vector candles here. Let me take off all of these that I've done. You know, we have lot of vectors here. Usually when you see vectors like this, these are imbalances on the chart. Imbalances. It means someone went to a high length to push price right down here. Someone wanted price to drop right down to this level. And if this person is going to want price to drop, it means they have buy orders here. And this my indicator, it tells me also that liquidity has been swept here. You can see liquidity LQ, liquidity has been swept here, and it tells me that there's a bullish engulfing candle, which is this one. Yeah. So all of this now is telling me that any movement here, if I have to buy anything here, I'm gonna risk my stop loss down here. Not that I'm gonna wait until price come back there. No, I'm gonna wait. I want to see that if any move, any candle, I want to wait to see if any candle is gonna close below this previous low here. I'm gonna sell, take out my profit before price get before price liquidate me. So I'm gonna sell at a loss, so at a minimum loss here. You know, so if I'm buying here around this area, right, it means I'm going to put my stop loss here, even though it's far away here because this is a liquidity sweep. My target is this range here, and it's gonna be the 50-day moving average. So whenever I see price hit the 50-day moving average, that's when that's when I'm gonna be looking at getting out from that trade. Now, another thing I also want to look at here, for example, if I see any huge movement here, right, like straight up there, I know it's fake. Why? Because the 5-day EMA have not yet crossed the 13-day EMA. This must happen, right? I know it's fake. I know it's gonna come back there. You know, at one point even more lower. But if we break this zone here, we don't want to see price come back right down here. No. Any kind that closes around this area, there's high chances I want to take back this liquidity here. So you can easily mark your zone from now. From now, this zone here, this is a proper zone now. So we have our range. We don't want to see price stay any candle that comes around this area. It should be like stopping for them candle, like stop on, buy back straight away up there. You know, so these are the kind of things I look at. You know, when I'm trading. And like just depend on like like um what level I am. You know, and this chart, is the execution chart, and this one is a TA chart. So I do the TA here, like then I execute on this chart. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Oh boy, I've been talking here, talking, talking. Um, wow, almost 3 hours. I think I have to end now. But hopefully you guys got some value here. And yeah, if you are watching, tell me where you are watching from. And yeah, is the bull one officially over bull, and where will live while the bounce be at bull? Well, I've explained to like in multiple videos whether like when we should see the bull run being over. You know, look at market structure. If the previous low is taken out, then that's when we can be concerned. For now, we are still in structure on the weekly and the daily time frame, or whatever is happening now. We need to see the next like bullish, like massive recovery next week. I already showed the zones where price need to close above for us um to be to be to stay bullish. And if we close below certain key levels, then we gonna say bye bye to the bull market. I mean, Bitcoin bull market, and this could mean altcoin season. Hmm? You know, yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's show. We have had like this one of I really enjoyed the show. Trust me, I enjoyed the show. Yeah.